That's why black men don't fuck with black women because you guys are too bougie. Stress 6-1, baby. My fucking fiance is Asian because I can't stand y'all black bitches. But I love my 3 black daughters. Get your shit together. What? My homie told me personality will get you so far in life. Come on, baby.
Thank you. Please get that man away from us.
Get your shit together. God, she a bitch.
All I did was sit here and be a black woman. All we did was sit here and be black.
This clip literally is just a representation of everything that I've said on this channel, especially regarding Kevin Samuels, Red Pill, and the black men that really took his messages to heart. Now, back on my channel back in the day when I used to show my face, I remember I used to really speak out against Kevin Samuels and his influence. It was definitely back around his mediocre is best video times when he was really on the come up. And I used to say that he was a problem and he was ruining the black community. And he really was. Even further than it was already broken. He was damaging it by empowering the Dusties. And I'm telling you, when I tried to talk about it, these men would call me everything. Everything, do you hear me, but a child of God. And even when my husband would make his appearances every now and again, he was all types of simps and punks. And even though the men were so mad at me, I was right. I was saying that the type of rhetoric that Kevin Samuels was pushing, the type of rhetoric that he was spreading, was going to only encourage black men to be more abusive and more disrespectful to black women than they already were. And I was right. I'm telling you, you can see it. I was right. And, you know, Kevin Samuels still, in my opinion, posthumously is still the king of the Dusties. And even in his death, he is made dirty, dingy, disgusting, diabolical, dust bucket dirtbags feel comfortable acting like they're the prize or acting like they're in a position to act like they are superior to black women that wouldn't even spit on them if they were on fire. And you can see it in this exact clip that I just showed y'all. A man sitting there who looks like he belongs in a group called NWDW, Nig-Nogs who don't wash, okay, actually felt comfortable enough to approach 2 beautiful black women and offered them his unwanted perspective on who he thought they were and what he thought they were as women, and that they needed to change themselves and how they are perceived by a man like him. Where they do that at? Because why would a woman want to be looked at fondly by a man who she is disgusted by and who she would never, ever entertain? And then my thing is to sit there looking unwashed and unwanted like you got your clothes out of a box at the homeless shelter or the Goodwill or those donation stations that you see in supermarket parking lots, to really stand there looking like that and tell beautiful black women that are out of your league that they are too bougie. Like what? Like I can't even fathom it. And my thing is the fact that he was telling the one woman that she was too bougie, that just meant that he already knew that he was that she was out of his league. Okay. And he wanted to degrade her and bring her down to a level that he felt like he could reach. But he would never be able to do that. But that's what he was trying to do, trying to get her to doubt herself. And I really wish that the men that think like this man, the men that speak like this man, I wish they would realize that a woman has to respect you and your opinion for whatever you say about her to matter to her. Because men come on and say all type of crazy things to me and I never care. It never means anything. It just bounces off of me like I got a force field on because I don't respect them or care about them in the first place. And my thing is with this guy, he was a complete joke to both of the ladies that were there. A complete joke. And then he was talking about my fiance. That's why my fiance is Asian. First of all, sir, your fiance is not Asian. She is non-existent. She is an invisible woman. She is an imaginary friend. She does not exist. You ain't got no woman, sir. You know, like, oh my gosh. Y'all remember when they used to tell Tommy or Martin, like, you ain't got no job, Tommy? Like, you ain't got no woman, bruh. You know you don't. You know that you don't. The dust flying off of you has determined you to be a liar. Okay? And, you know, it's crazy also when you think about it because it's another layer to it. Even though a security guard, and the outfit that he had on, I would assume that he's a security guard, so it's his job to get rid of unruly people. But for this black man, and I use the term man loosely, but to sit there and call these women who he does not know, who has done nothing to him, out of their names in a public place. He's in a public place, mind you. To be acting like that, acting like a diabolical degenerate, it really shows how many people do not fear disrespecting black women publicly. They don't think that there will be any type of consequences behind it. And, you know, my thing is that you say that these black women are too bougie, so you're upset that these black women are carrying themselves like the queens that they are. That's insane, because if they were acting like hood boogers, you'd have something to say about that too. You'd be talking about, oh, why y'all acting like that? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me because, like I said, this man had no problem calling these black women out loudly in public, you know? And the reason why he was able to do that and he felt comfortable is because, contrary to what the world likes to do to black women, which is gaslight them, gaslight black women about everything that they already know to be true, we know that we have no protection. We have zero protection from anyone, from any demographic, even the demographics that there are a lot of black women like to defend and go to war for. And I'm not even going to name them. I'm not even going to be messy and say nothing, because if you know, you know. But those groups won't even defend black women publicly as a collective. So, you know, everyone is silent about our mistreatment and dehumanization. And that's a fact. And anybody that wants to debate that, please send me an email. We can do it live and direct on TikTok. Because that is an argument you will never win. That is a debate you will never win, because it is a fact. And, you know, thinking about this, that's why I say anyone, and I mean anyone, even your fave, anybody that will sit there and let come out of their mouth that black women oppress anyone. And I mean, if they say we oppress anyone, okay, they are not to be trusted, because, baby, black women don't even have the capability to oppress anyone, as we sit there and take the abuse and degradation and disrespect from literally, everybody. Even the people that we try to protect and uplift and defend also participate in the abuse and dehumanization of us. So, like I said, if anybody is ever trying to tell you that black women are oppressors, they are an op, period. And that is a person that you need to know deep down inside, they are not a friend to you, black woman, period. And you need to distance yourself from that person and move accordingly. And, you know, it's like, even beyond all of that, it's like the hatred against black women is unprovoked. Unprovoked, because black women could be sitting there minding their business, trying to get something to eat, trying to get something to drink. And then there goes somebody trying to ruin their day and make you feel less than, which is crazy to me. It's insane that you would feel comfortable, a man would feel comfortable telling black women how they need to present. And also saying that he has 3 black daughters. I can guarantee you that all of that self-hatred and all of that misogyny that he carries will bleed on right to his daughters, which is truly unfortunate if he's in their life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, contrary to public belief, black women have, everybody is an op. We have no friends. We have nobody that's going to come and save us. And I say this all the time because I know that it's hard to hear. I know that it's hard to accept because so many black women try to reject it. And I'm not saying that you can't have, a father, a brother, a nephew, an uncle, a cousin, a son, a man, a boyfriend, a fiance, a husband that may have your back. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility for you to have, right? But what I'm saying is collectively, there is nobody coming to save black women. We are on our own. And that is why it is so imperative that we stick together. That is why it is so important for us to help pick me women, unpack why they are pick me, and maybe we can help them get out of that. And the ones that are pick me's that are, they're unrelenting. They're going to be a pick me until they go to the next world and to the next phase of life. Then we have to let them go. Period. You get what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that it is black women against everybody. And that's just what it is. I wish that it was not like that, but unfortunately it is. But I want to show y'all another clip, so please watch this.
Delilah I fell in love with. I don't know who this new chick is. Says it looked like she went to the doctor and said, give me that koi fish look. And Kelly Rowland, she was cute with the bell pepper nose. She didn't have to get a nose job. Shit, Sierra Russell Wilson CDs, he gonna be like, damn, I married myself. Tiana Taylor, like she had her face pressed up against a window. And y'all know Lil' Kim's still the best rapper, even though she turned to an Asian woman.
You see that? Just disgusting, because honestly, what type of buck-broken buffoon do you have to be to sit there and set up your phone and make a video of you saying that most famous black women are ugly, and then sit there and degrade them and dehumanize them? Like, it's insane, because how often do you see black women make videos and take the time to sit there and call black men ugly and talk about their features and talk about their hair and talk about their bodies? Or do you hear black women stay on topic about things that actually matter and address the things that black men are doing to harm not only us, but each other and the children and the community as a whole? We have black men unaliving each other and us in record numbers, but you as a man, you want to sit there and put black women's pictures up in an attempt to call them ugly? And then my thing is, you knowingly or unknowingly destroyed your own point. Because if you're sitting there posting their pictures and calling them ugly, and they are celebrities, and we know that Hollywood is shallow, and these women wanted to be successful, then maybe if they did have any procedures done, maybe that's why they did it. Because ashy bedbugs like you are calling them ugly. And these knickknacks, shout out to Supervillain, these knickknacks run straight smack dab into their own points quite often. But their literacy rates and college enrollment rates are so low, maybe that's why they can't comprehend it. And my thing is, I'm not even tripping about the slander. I'm really not. Black men have been slandering and degrading, and y'all can see up there on the screen. I think I'm going to put some movie clips in or some Jet magazine clips. I don't know which one yet, but y'all see it up there. Black men have been slandering and degrading black women for decades upon decades upon decades. So I'm not tripping about the slander. The only thing is that I'm irritated because with all of this proof about the games that black men play, they still try to pretend that they're not doing it, and they're not doing it on a high level. And they like to pretend that it's not a real thing, that when a black woman gets into it with a person of another race, the first thing they always want to say is, your men don't like y'all. They don't like y'all. That's why they with us, or they don't like y'all. They think y'all ugly and all this other type of BS. And that's literally comes from all races of people, all races, the genders. It doesn't matter what genders. It always happens. People say that to black women all the time because of the reputation that black men have and what they put out in the world against black women. So it's not like black people or black women are the only people that see this. Everybody sees it. Not just us, but y'all still keep playing. And my thing is that while you sit there and think that you're playing us, the white T women, the Asian women, the white T Latinas, the Indian women, etc., all of them are playing with y'all because y'all are willing to be degraded to be with them. And it's crazy to me about that whole thing is because they have no problem being with somebody bougie or being with somebody hood or being mistreated or somebody that has a smart mouth as long as the color is not their own. Until the collective of black men unpack why a black woman shining intimidates them or makes them feel as if that black woman is putting them down with her mere presence, these things will continue. And the numbers of black people will continue to dwindle. And of course, there's always going to be like-minded black men and black women that find each other. Black men and black women that are actually healthy and connected with each other, that are moving through life great and good. Those people will find each other. But as we get more and more into the social media age, you got all of these dust buckets, these miserable dudes that don't get any attention and don't get any play and want to spread their misery around to the world and influence the young men and even influencing the older men. These numbers are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller every day. And, before anybody asks me or before all the women get in my comments and say, why do we care? Why do we care? Why do we care? Why do we care? I don't, but I do call things out for a paper trail, if you will, because I just want people to see that everything that I'm saying is going to come true. Everything that I'm saying, it's going to come true. It's just going to take a few more years. I would say probably in about 10 years, 5 to 10 years, you will really be able to see the true damage that this Kevin Samuels red pill rhetoric has done to the black community. And not just to the black community either, because I don't talk about other groups of people because that's not my place. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black person. I'm only going to talk about black people and things that affect me that are done by other groups of people. But trust and believe, I'm in a lot of groups and things like that where I lurk, and these problems may not manifest the exact same way that they do in the black community, but it is happening everywhere. The men are going crazy. The men want to keep women underneath their boot, and women are not going for it, and it's turning off women everywhere, which is why birth rates are plummeting. So what's happening everywhere? But I will say, like I say all the time, black women are in a unique position because the men in our community are oftentimes the biggest danger to us, and they not only disrespect us, but they encourage others to do the same. There's literally no protection at all. Like a white T woman doesn't feel like when she goes outside, if things get hectic, a white T man is not going to step in and save her or help her out. A white T woman knows that she's going to be able to call on him and be like, help, help. But black women, we know that our help and our tears are going to fall on deaf ears. Oh, I ain't going to do that. I got to go home. I don't know her. I don't help them black women. Did it? You know what I'm saying? So we are in a different type of situation. But like I said, I really just do these videos because at the end of the day, I don't know if what I'm saying helps or not. But I do feel like there needs to be some type of digital record about the things that are going on. Because if there weren't women that were back in the day that made those videos in the 60s and 70s and did those interviews at colleges where they talked about the way that black men mistreated them and told them that they were ugly and said that they liked non-black women, a lot of us would probably believe that. A lot of us will probably believe that there is something wrong with the way black women are behaving, or, there's a reason why black men don't protect and have turned their backs on black women. We might blame ourselves for that if there wasn't so much evidence to prove to the contrary, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I don't want to get too deep in that. All I'm just trying to say is that this is also helpful because we as black women, we can fight against the gaslighting that's happening to us that the world is witnessing. And I say it a million times, and I'm going to say it again today. Everyone sees what happens to black women. It's just that nobody cares. It's just that nobody cares about it. That's why when you see things like how the black women were called the N-word by the non-black man, and then there were 3 black men at the table, and not only did they repeat the racial slur to the black women, but they sat there and acted like it was a good kiki. The reason why these things occur, and that was horrible, right? That was horrific. It went viral on TikTok. So many different people of different races saw that. But nobody said, hey, you know what? Wow, black women are really, a lot of things are happening to them. They're really being disrespected. Let's all band together and talk about this. No. Nobody talks about black women. Nobody wants to hear nothing about the things that affect black women unless they need a black woman's voice for something. I'll leave it with this. Black women, you are not tripping. Okay? What's happening is really happening. You are definitely being attacked and being degraded for the world to see. Humiliated. It's almost, in my opinion, almost like a public lynching of black women. And, it's very unfortunate. And I think that this time period that we're living in will be something that people look back on, hopefully in the future, and say, wow, the women that went through that time period were extremely strong. And as long as I got breath in my body, I'm always going to speak out about the gaslighting that happens to us, that the world is witnessing, like I said. But anyway, I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 2 down below in the comments. And you already know why, because what? These men were boo, boo, boo to the boo boo. All right. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor for the free ski. It won't cost you nothing because I know times are hard out here. So follow your girl on TikTok. I do live stream there exclusively. And also follow me on YouTube, please. I am on the road to 20K. Help your girl get there. I'm almost halfway there. I'm at like 19.5 right now. So help your girl get to 20K. Please, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button and also that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.